Hello everyone. Uh, we have already discussed about two bodies in the previous lectures, that is analytical body and advisory bodies. Okay, in analytical bodies we have seen the government analyst and so on, and in advisory bodies we have seen the drug technical advisory board as well as drug consultative committee. Now in today's video we are going to see one part of executive bodies, and that is drug inspector. Drug inspector is nothing but a person who have the major role in our industry and the regulation of this act means Drug and Cosmetic Act. And also this question is important from the exam perspective. So this video is very much important. You have to take a notes of each and every point discussed in this video, which is about the drug inspector. So basically drug inspector is appointed by central government or state government under section 21 of this act, right? Drug inspector is appointed by central government or state government under section 21. He should have no financial interest in import, manufacture, distribution or sale of the drug or cosmetics. This is the simple definition, and as we have seen in the definitions of government analyst or in various definitions, that all these members of the different bodies does not show, or they should not have any financial interest in import, manufacturing or distribution or sale of the drugs or the cosmetics, right? So the drug inspector, all these also implies for the drug inspector too. Okay, now the very important part is what qualification, right? The qualification is more or less similar than that of other the bodies or other members we have seen. That is, he should be a graduate in pharmacy or pharmaceutical chemistry, or with a specialization in clinical pharmacology or microbiology from recognized university established in India. But in addition to this, the major requirement for qualification as a drug inspector is he should have 18 months of experience in manufacturing of Schedule C drugs. So now what are the Schedule C drugs? Schedule C drugs are the biological products, biological products or its related products, right? These are comes under the Schedule C. So 18 months of experience in manufacturing of Schedule C drugs, or 18 months of experience in testing of Schedule C drugs, as I have highlighted the basic terminologies. 18 months of experience in manufacturing of Schedule C drug, 18 months of experience in testing of Schedule C drug, or remember this, or either of these two can be it can be possible. That means he have only the testing experience of 18 months in Schedule C drug, then also he is eligible for the post of drug inspector. And if he is not having the experience manufacturing testing of 18 months, then he must have at least 3 years experience. So 18 months is minimum experience. So here in case of inspection of firms manufacturing of Schedule C only, but in this case that person should have at least 3 years of experience in what? In inspection of firms manufacturing, okay, at least one of the substance specified in Schedule C. All means Schedule C are the biological product, so either he should have 18 months of manufacturing experience, or he should have 18 months of testing experience, or he should have 3 years of experience in just inspection, neither manufacturing nor testing, but he should have inspection of experience, means he should have inspect the firm's manufacturing one of the product specified in the Schedule C. Okay, now we will move towards the powers of drug inspector. So first, and as the name implies, inspector means what? He should inspect something. Now as the first in the first paragraph we will see the powers of drug inspector is inspect. What he will inspect? Any premises, correct? Any premises wherein drug or cosmetics is being manufactured. Now what the drug inspector can inspect? Any premises where drug and cosmetic is being manufactured, and the means employed for testing and standardizing the drug or cosmetic. Means any premises where the drug is manufacturing or the testing of and testing and standardization of that drug or the cosmetic is being carried out, that premises drug inspector can inspect, okay, at any time. Then any premises wherein drug or cosmetic is being sold, stocked or offered for sale or is being distributed. Means what? All the retail and wholesale shops, okay, all the storehouses of the pharmaceutical industries, and this manufacturing and testing is nothing but the pharma industries, okay. So he can inspect anything, okay, any premises where the drug is manufactured or the testing or standardization is carried out, or the drug is means if someone is selling the drug or the stock of that drug, particular drug or any drug. Then or the distributor, means the wholesale shops also the drug inspector can inspect, okay. Then the second one is he can take samples of any drug or cosmetic. From where now he will take? From premises wherein any drug or cosmetic is being manufactured or sold or offered for sale or is being distributed, okay. Means he can drug inspector can took the samples from any medical shop, any wholesale shop, any pharmaceutical warehouse, any pharmaceutical company. Means anywhere he thinks that sample should be analyzed, from that he can take the samples, okay, of any drug or cosmetic, okay. Then he can take sample from any person who is in the course of conveying, preparing, delivering or preparing to deliver any drug or cosmetic to a purchaser. Means this is more or less similar. Means wherever the manufacturing testing is going on, from there the drug inspector can take the samples, and from where it is being sold, from that place also drug inspector can take the sample. Then first one is he can inspect, second one is he can take the samples. These are the important points, you have to make a notes of it. If is going too fast, then you have to pause the video and write it down. These are the powers of the drug inspector. First one is inspect, where we have seen what he can inspect, this is the very important. Then we have seen searching, or the drug inspector can take the sample. Then at that time we have seen from where the drug inspector can take the samples, right? Then in the third, he can search. Now what he can search any person in connection with the offense under this chapter. This chapter means what? Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940 and rules there under 1945. इस ऑफेंस के अंदर जो इस एक्ट के अंदर जो भी कुछ ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर को लगता है कि इफ समवन इज committing a crime or someone is doing an offense, then he can search any person at all reasonable time. Means वो कभी भी आ सकता है, and he can search or he can demand anything, okay. Then enter and search any premises, as I told, enter and search any premises or any places in which he has a reason to believe that an offense has been committed or is being committed. This is very similar. He can enter to any premises or search any premises. Then fifth one is stop and search any vehicle or vessel. This is also important. Not only the premises but also the vehicles and vessels. Means if some drugs are being transported and the drug inspector means received any note that, or he thinks that at this time the truck or the any vehicle or any vessel containing the vehicle containing vessels is carrying out illegal or offensible drugs in that particular, then drug inspector can stop and search that vehicles and vessels also. Okay. Any other conveyance which is used for carrying any drug or cosmetic in respect of which offense has been committed or is being committed, means अगर उसको लगता है कि इस व्हीकल में पहले से ऑफेंस हुआ है, दैट व्हीकल कैन आल्सो बी सर्च फॉर एविडेंसेस, एंड अगर किसी व्हीकल में ऑफेंस हो रहा है तो दैट व्हीकल आल्सो ही कैन स्टॉप एंड सर्च. ओके. देन द सिक्स्थ वन इज he can give order in possession of drug or cosmetic in respect of which the offense has been committed or is being committed, not to dispose stock of any drug or cosmetic for a specified period not exceeding 20 days or unless the defects may be removed by the possessor of the drug or cosmetic. If necessary, he may seize it. Now this is also important power to the given to the drug inspector, wherein he can give he can in writing he can give the order that in possession of a drug or cosmetic in respect of which the offense has been committed. Okay. किस केस में ऐसा किया जाता है? नॉट टू डिस्पोज स्टॉक ऑफ एनी ड्रग. नाउ इन द न्यूज यू मे हैव और यू माइट हैव हर्ड दैट some drug stores, means after raid, some drug inspector found the stock of remdesivir. Okay, the drug which is very much helpful in the COVID-19. Okay, then the tocilizumab, the monoclonal antibody, the stock of this drug also found in some medical shops, and they were selling those drugs at very high amount. So not specifying a stock within the 20 days means it is also called as offense, and the drug inspector can, if necessary, then he may seize that particular stock. Seize means he can block that particular stock and he can took that stock to himself, not in himself but to the government, right? So this is also a very important power to given to the drug inspector. Then second one is second last is examine any register or any record of drug or cosmetic which is contravention of the provision of this act. Means if the drug inspector suspects something, that suppose ABC medical shop is having the stock of XYZ drug in excess, or they are selling more and they are having more than necessary stock, and they have maintained the false register, or they by mistake by mistake or by purposefully or willfully they have written wrong information in that register. And if the drug inspector suspects such things, then he can examine that register also, and he can correlate the stock available in the shop and the stock mentioned in the register, right? So he can correlate those things, and he has that power also to ask for the register, and he can and register of what? Any register which is about drugs or which is about the cosmetic. Nowadays the register is maintained in the computer, right? Means it is not as such a physical register, although they have the physical register, but every data is mentioned in the computer. Okay. Then eighth, last one is exercise the powers of drug inspector for carrying out the purpose of this act. Means the last power is nothing but he can use all these powers. This is simple. The last means he can use all these powers in order to achieve and in order to regulate this act throughout the state or throughout the country nicely, right? These are the powers given to the drug inspector. Now the next part of the duties of the drug inspector. Now just remember what is the difference between powers of the drug inspector and duties given to duties of the drug inspector. I will give you the simple example. Okay, I can take your assignments every day, right? This is up to me when and how much assignments I have to conduct or I have to take from you. This is under my power. Okay, but whether I can reschedule your every lecture, whether means my lecture only, but if I have given the 3 lectures in a week, and I am taking only 1 lecture, so this is not allowed. My duty is to take 3 lectures daily. Okay, whatever amount of assignments I given, I should give you, that is up to me, that is my power. But what is my duty? I have to take at least 3 lectures in a week. That is my duty. Okay, but what is my power? I can ask you for the daily assignments, or I will not ask you for the assignment at all. That is up to me. So this is the difference between power and duties. So what are the duties? Means we have seen the powers of drug inspector. In that we have seen he can do anything, he can inspect, he can search anything, but only he wants to search it. But there are some duties given to the drug inspector that he should do those duties as a drug inspector. So there are 2 types now: duties relation to the sale of the drug, and duties relating to the manufacturing of drug. Okay, so in the first case, in the sale of drug, what are the duties of drug inspector? We will see one by one. Okay, one is to inspect at least twice a year all the premises licensed for a sale of drug and cosmetic. Okay, means at least twice a year he should visit the premises where the drug is being sold. Okay, then at least twice means he can go several times, but the duty of the drug inspector is he should go at least twice a year. Okay, then to check whether the conditions of the license are being observed or not. He must ensure that whether we have seen the conditions of licensing. Okay, we have seen the how one can achieve a license, means we have seen that in the Pharmacy Act. Okay, so but that act also mentions some conditions on which the license is given. So it is a duty of drug inspector to see whether those conditions are being fulfilled or not throughout the period where the person is selling, or or person is selling or manufacturing, or not manufacturing but selling and buying and importing, exporting the drugs. Okay, then if he thinks necessary to obtain and set the samples of drug and cosmetic for test or analysis, yes, this is also he is in power. If he thinks the drug is not proper, means if it is a duplicate, or some few medicines contain some extra additives or than the limit prescribed, and if he got some complaint regarding the drugs being sold, then he can ask for the sample, and he can give those sample to the government analyst to analyze. Okay, then to investigate any complaint made to him in writing. Then again it is the drug inspector's duty. Every complaint which is made him in writing, that complaint is to be resolved by the drug inspector. It is his duty and not under his power that अगर मुझे किसी complaint को लेना है तो ही मैं लूँगा, and I will not look every complaint. This is not so. Okay, they have to look over every complaint which is made to him in writing. Then to institute prosecution in respect of breach of the act. To institute prosecution in respect to breach of the act. Now जो भी एक्ट, ड्रग एंड कॉस्मेटिक एक्ट के अंदर जो भी स्पेसिफिकेशन प्रिस्क्राइब किए गए हैं, वो सारे स्पेसिफिकेशंस के साथ उसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे, ये सब देखना भी ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर की ड्यूटी है. Then to maintain records and actions taken by him, and to submit the copies of such records to controlling authority. This is simple, that drug inspector have to maintain the record whatever he is doing, and he have to report the authorities that yes, I have searched these premises, I have analyzed these samples, I have taken the samples from this XYZ shop, and I have suspect ABC shop as they are doing illegal business. Likewise, he can everything he had to write in the, and he have to report to the authorities, okay, to the controlling authorities, to make inquiries and inspection regarding sale of drug, the sale of which is for time being restricted. This is mm, this is also simple, that he have to inquire, he have to do he can make inquiries and inspect regarding sale of drug, the sale of which is being is for time being restricted. Suppose XYZ is drug is restricted for the sale to all people. Suppose nowadays hydroxychloroquine is restricted for only for you for only to use for the COVID patient. So in such cases also drug inspector can ask the owner of the company, means not exactly owner but the manufacturer of that drug or the seller of that drug, wholesaler or retailer, about the regarding that particular drug. Okay, he can ask and he can inquiry, he can do the inquiry about that drug. Then to detain the imported packages if import of such drugs or cosmetic is for time being prohibited. If XYZ drug import of XYZ drug is prohibited, then he can detain those packages. He will send custom will report to the drug inspector. Now the drug inspector will seize all those packets or all those barrels, we can say, and he can seize them and take those things in his custody, right, or in the government's custody. These are the duties related to sale of drugs. Now we will see duties related to the manufacturing of drug. Although I am dictating is very fast, what you have to do is all the important points you have to make a note of it. Okay, as we have all of you agreed that you are going to write it in your notebook, all the important points, and you are going to send it to me as an assignment. So and why I am doing this, because the purpose of this assignment is you should have something written in your notebook, because before the exam you should at least read all those points, and you will recall 50% 70% from those points, and you will write in your exam very nicely, right? You should have the basic understanding of the now in from this video. What you should know: the qualification of drug inspector, the powers of the drug inspector, the duties of the drug inspector. You should at least write 5 mark 10 mark question in that particular subject. Drug inspector is an important question asked about the drug inspector in various exams, and also the criterias or the qualification requirement is also being asked in the GPAT also. So drug inspector is overall important chapter. So what you have to do is you have to stop the video wherever you found it necessary, then make a note of it whatever I am dictating. Then you can make a short notes also. Now see, there are no such a law language in this. The duties, the qualification, you can write it in your own language also, but all the keywords should be mentioned. 18 months of manufacturing, then schedule C, then selling of the drug, searching, inspecting. These keywords should be mentioned in your notebook, right? Okay, so now we will move further and we will see the duties in relation to the manufacturing of drugs. Now first one is to inspect at least twice a year. As the first two duties of drug inspector relation to the manufacturing are similar to that of sale of drugs. Only difference is in the sale of drugs, what he will inspect, he will inspect the shops, whether it is a retail shop or it is a wholesale shop. He will inspect the shop where the drug is being sold. Now in the case of manufacturing, what he will inspect, he will inspect the premises where the drug is being manufacturing or drug is being tested. Okay, to check whether the conditions of license are being observed or not. As we have the license of selling of the drug, there are also license of manufacturing, there is also license of importing, there is also license of everything. So that also the drug inspector have to see. Then for the manufacture of drug specified in Schedule C and C1, he should inspect plant and process of the manufacturing. Now in case of Schedule C, he have to see the plant is nothing but the premises. Factory premises is nothing, is called as the plant. One is the R&D. There are two types of industries. Okay, one is R&D, where the research and development is carried out. In the R&Ds, they have the very small assemblies, means they cannot produce a large batch. I hope the batch means they cannot produce a large batch of tablets, large batch of capsule, large batch of suspension, right? But they will research on that particular substance, they will research on that particular tablet or capsule or anything, and they will then the finalized formula they will forward to the plant. Okay, and at the plant means which is the production unit, we can say. At that production unit, the actual drug will be manufactured for in a larger scale for the selling, for the import, for the export, etc. To inspect plant and process of the manufacturing. So this is the duty of drug inspector in case of manufacturing. And next one is the means employed for testing and standardizing of drug, again which is similar. Method and place of storage, yes, this is also important. Qualification of the technical staff employed, definitely. The method and place of storage is also the concern of drug inspector. Then qualification of technical staff, whether the industry is having qualified staff or not, is also being tested. Okay, so no company can hire the personnel who is not qualified to synthesize the drugs. Okay, so like this. Then what else he will inspect? The location, construction and administration of the establishment which may affect purity and potency of drug. This is very simple, no need to explain. Then to take the sample of drugs from the manufacturing premises and send them for test or analysis. Yes, he can take any sample from that particular industry, or he can take any sample from the shops. We have already seen in the sale of drugs, he can do that. Then to institute prosecution in respect of the breach of the act. This is the sentence which you can use to say that he have all the authority in order to run this, in order to achieve the maximum, in order to achieve the what we can say maximum care, or he can look over that whether the act is running smoothly, or whether all the people who are manufacturing, selling, or who are in the relation to this particular act are obeying this drug and cosmetic act or not. It is the duty of the drug inspector. Obviously regarding to this, all this subject means selling or manufacturing, means he is the exact person who is directly in contact with the manufacturer or the sellers. Okay, then there is a standardized procedure for the inspection, means what things should be done by the drug inspector if he wants to inspect something. In that we will just see one by one, but no need to write everything. You have to just remember what is the process exactly. Okay, so in first, where an inspector take the sample of drugs, he shall pay the fair price of it and may given written acknowledgement thereof. Means वो किसी भी मेडिकल शॉप से या फिर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी से कोई सैंपल कलेक्ट करता है, तो उसको उस जो भी चीज़ वो कलेक्ट करेगा उसकी प्राइस उनको पे करनी पड़ेगी। नहीं तो ऐसा होगा कि कोई भी ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर मेडिकल शॉप में जाएगा एंड ही विल डिमांड फॉर द सैंपल एंड ही विल आस्क मेनी ड्रग्स एंड ही विल टेक some extra drugs also. So it is not allowed. He have to pay the fair price of that particular drug and he have to give a acknowledgement receipt from to that particular person or the industry. Where a price is refused or where an inspector seizes the stock of drug, he shall give receipt of it in form 16. Means if the if it is not the if he has collected the sample which is not for the sale, and if it is the sample which is illegally stored, then inspector can seize the stock. Then he can he will not pay the price, but he will give the receipt in a form 16, form 16 and 17 under this particular act. Okay. And another is the form 17 where where an inspector takes the sample of drug or test or analysis, he shall intimate such purpose in form 17 in writing to a person from whom he takes it. Okay. If अगर ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर कोई सैंपल टेस्टिंग के लिए ले रहा है and then also he have to mention it under the form 17, and he have to hand over that particular forms to the person. Okay. In presence of such person, unless he willfully absent himself, the drug inspector shall divide the sample into 4 portions, effectively seal and mark them, and allow that person to add his own seal and mark. मीन्स जब ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर किसी शॉप पे जाएगा, कुछ सैंपल डिमांड करेगा कि हाँ फॉर द एनालिसिस मुझे चाहिए, तो ही हैव टू टेक दो सैंपल्स इन अ फोर मीन्स ही विल टेक द सैंपल एंड ही विल डिवाइड इट इनटू द 4 different parts, and now he will ask that particular shopkeeper or the drug registered pharmacist or any manufacturer to seal and mark them and allow that person to add his own seal and mark. Okay. To all those 4 samples, he will that particular person will add seal it by his hand, and he will mark that there is some, he will add some mark over that. Okay. Then where an inspector takes the sample of drug or cosmetic from manufacturing premises, sample should be divided into 3 portions only. In case of if he is taking from retail or wholesale shop, then the sample should divide into the 4 parts. If it is taking the samples from the manufacturing premises, then the samples should be divided into 3 parts. Okay. Then where a drug or cosmetic is made up in small volume containers, and if drug is likely to deteriorate or damaged by exposure, drug inspector shall take 3 or more containers after suitably marking the same and sealing them. Marking the same and sealing them means अगर कोई ड्रग है दैट कैन बी डिटोरियोरेट टू द एक्सपोजर, एंड कुछ ऐसा हो सकता है कि दैट ड्रग इज अनस्टेबल, देन ही कैन आस्क फॉर द 3 or more containers, बिकॉज अगर उसने एक ही कंटेनर ले लिया एंड दैट गेट डिटेरियोरेट एंड द रिजल्ट ड्यू टू दैट द रिजल्ट विल कम फॉल्स, then that manufacturer or the seller may say that the drug is already deteriorate and our other samples are stored in good place and they are good, so he may claim that. That's why the drug inspector take 3 or more samples, and he will examine all these samples and uniformity will be checked. Then drug inspector shall give 1 portion of sample to a person from whom he takes it and divide the remaining 3 portion as follows. Now 4 portions हमने लिए थे रिटेल या फिर होलसेल शॉप से, सो एक जो पोर्शन होगा उसका सील्ड किया वाला, वो हम उसे ही दे देंगे, वो हम मीन्स ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर उसी को ही दे देंगे, एंड जो रिमेनिंग 3 पोर्शन है वो किस किस को जाएंगे वो हम देख रहे हैं अभी. उसमें से 1 पार्ट जाएगा किसको, he shall send 2nd portion to the government analyst for test or analysis, simple, to the government analyst. 1, he shall produce 3rd portion in the court before which proceeding have been instituted. Okay. So he will keep his he will give that one portion to the court. Then and the last portion, to warrantor whose name, address and other particular have been disclosed. Okay. He shall send fourth portion to warrantor whose name, address and other particulars have been disclosed. Means the last and fourth portion he sends to the warrantor. Now who is the warrantor? Whose name, address and other particulars have been disclosed. Warrantor means who gives the warranty of that product. In our case, it may be a manufacturer. If the drug inspector has taken the portion, if the drug inspector has taken the sample of XYZ drug or the packet, in that they have mentioned the manufactured by and prepared by, or the other details are mentioned. So one portion of these four portions is sent to the warrantor. Warrantor means who gives the warranty, whose name, address and other particulars have been disclosed. Then the eighth one is the portion of a sample or container shall be sent by registered post or by hand. Now registered post से या फिर some authorized person will will transport those samples, okay, to the analytical laboratory or some wherever it is necessary. A copy of memorandum and specimen impression of seal used to seal the packet shall be sent separately by registered post. Now what kind of procedure or how the seal is made, that separately that note or memorandum is to be sent by the registered post. Why it is not together? Because if that sample is getting hampered or it get hampered during the transport, then they will also hamper the process by which the that sample is sealed, and they can simply change that sample which is to be analyzed. So there are chances of such misbehave of people. That's why these two things, the memorandum which is disclosing how that seal is being made, that memorandum as well as that sample are being transported by the registered post separately. Okay. Then the last one is when an inspector seizes the register, when the inspector seizes the register, records or other documents and sample of drugs or cosmetic, he shall inform judicial magistrate and take his order of custody. Now he will not simply take the custody of those registers and the samples. Okay, he will first inform the judicial magistrate, and from him he will take the official custody of those samples and the registers. Okay. So this is all about the drug inspector, the duties of the drug inspector, the powers of the drug inspector, duties related to the sale of the drug, duties related to the manufacturing of the drug, and also we have seen the qualification required for the drug inspector. So this is all about the drug inspector. In next video we will see the licensing authority, everything about the licensing authority. Okay, thank you.